Hello and welcome to 5-Minute Math. Today we are looking at the 7th grade concept of solving graphs. This is standard 7.6G in the great state of Texas. We're using item number 28, which is the new item type called Hotspot, of the 2023 released STAAR test. If you haven't done so already, please go ahead and take a moment to pause the video, work this problem out on your own, unpause it, and we will look at our answers together. So the whole thing is 50. That's going to be important to know. Number of tomato plants is twice the number of bell pepper. Okay, twice is 2 times. So tomato, I'm going to say 2 times my bell pepper right there. The number of cucumbers, same number of watermelon. All right, so visually they look congruent, so that's good to get that confirmation there. And then the rest is squash. So really, it looks like my starting point is either going to be bell pepper or squash, simply because I have percentages there. Let's start with my bell pepper, because if I figure out that, I can figure out my tomatoes. So I've got 16% of 50. Okay, so one of the easiest ways to do that is to simply turn 16% into a decimal, right? That's 0.16, and multiply. If you want to find a percentage of a number, just turn it into a decimal, multiply it. So that is going to be 0, that's going to be 30, that's a 50. All right, so it looks like I've got 800, and then I've got 2 digits behind the decimal there, adding 2 digits behind the decimal there, so it's 8. All right, so I've just got 8 right there. So I've got 8 bell peppers. So if I double that to get my tomatoes, I've got 16. Okay, so let's do the same thing with squash. So 50 times 0.12, right? That's going to be 10, 0, 50. Okay, so 600. Add a decimal there because I get 2 digits there. 6. All right, so I don't have any decimals, any halves of plants, which makes sense, right? So I got 6, 16, and 8. Okay, so that's 30 altogether right here. And I've got 50 altogether. If I need to split those evenly between the watermelon and the cucumber, that looks like 10 and 10, right? So if we want to just double check, I've got 10, 10, 6, 16, and 8. Right, that's going to be 12, 20. All right, so that does work. Seems like that's going to meet our requirements. That's 50. All right, so now we need to choose some statements. The number of tomato plants is 16. I've got tomato plants as 16, so that is a definite yes. Let's see what the second one says. The number of cucumber and bell pepper together is 18. Cucumber and bell pepper. Well, I've got my cucumber at 10, my bell pepper at 8. So yeah, it looks like that is going to be that one right there. Let's check our third one. We only need one more. Over 50% of the plants are tomatoes and bell peppers. Okay, so we can do this mathematically or we can do it visually. Let's look at it visually first. 50% would be half. So if I were to draw this in green right here, using that starting line, my half would be right about there. You notice my tomatoes and bell peppers don't quite reach that. Half of 50, 50% of 50, right? That's 25. Yet if I put my tomatoes and bell peppers together, 16 and 8, that gets me 24. Not quite. Watermelon and cucumber plants combined are 40%. Well, let's see. This is going to be 6, 12, and 16. That's going to be 28. This is doubles. That's 32. So 32 and 28, that's 60%. So yeah, put those, the other two, that's these three right here. The remainder are going to be that 40%. So that's my third one, and cucumbers are not going to be 26%. They are going to be that 20%, because that's half of that 40 that's remaining. So my answers here are going to be my first, my second, and my fourth options.